Alright, can you guys hear me okay? I was going to say, sorry, the microphone is jacked up again. But I think through this webcam it'll be fine, it's like right underneath my voice. Um, but I'm going to get everybody tagged. What I was trying to say is I'm going to get everybody tagged here real quick. And then going to run this as a random. And from that random, you'll get the card assigned to you based on how it's picked out of the pack. So like if you end up with the first spot, you'll get the first card that's open in the break. That way it's completely random. I have no clue what the case has. It's sitting next to me that we'll put on the table here. In general, I have no clue how the cards are set up in the packs, like where the hits are, anything like that. Going to take the pack, open it up, and I mean, we're just going to go kind of, that's how it's going to be random. And I hope it was clear in the message. If you have any questions, you can more than happy to ask the questions while we're breaking or whatever else, and I'll answer them if anybody's confused about how it's going to work. But everybody will end up with 2 cards, and it'll be based off of the order that they were pulled during the break. We will put the list on the right-hand side. If you're having any issues hearing anything, let me know. I apologize for the typing and the mechanical keyboard. But I was just shortening names and getting everything fully set up. Well, I need to switch Mike's name to be shorter again. I believe that's everybody that everybody should be tagged. If I missed, I don't think I missed anybody. So we'll run this random, input it right here. We'll have that list run on the side. So like whoever ends up number 1 will get the first card that's open in the pack. Whoever's number 2 will get the second card that's open in the pack, and so on and so forth. That way it's a completely randomly assigned hits. There's no favoritism. There's no draft order or anything like that in the sense of you just end up with what you get. Now, you can trade cards. If you let me know, like, oh, like somebody pulled, I don't know, I'm going to use 2 random names. I'm not 100% sure they're in here. Like, let's say someone pulled a John Stockton and somebody else pulled a Shohei and you guys wanted to trade. You guys can do that. Just let me know in the comments. Just make sure you get your trades to me within like 48 hours because I'm probably more than likely going to try to ship this out on Monday or Tuesday. So just make sure any trade you get to me soon enough. Or as quickly as possible, but you can trade, and I think that'll be the best way to go about it. It's trading in private, and then I'll just ship the actual cards to you guys. Let's see what the order is going to be. So Kevin will end up with the first card, and Tom Stanley will end up with the last card. I'm actually just going to click this over here. Copy the clipboard. And going to this all over. And whenever the card gets picked, I'll announce like your name or whatever so you know that it's your card. And I'm going to write all the cards, not during the break, but after the break, I'm going to write all the cards next to it, and I will send out the list in case anybody misses it. And I will link not only in Excel on Google so you can go right on the Google Doc to see what card you got, but I will also take a screen, like 2 different screenshots, because obviously you can see it only goes so much on my screen, but I'll take a 30 and then another 30 of the card that you would have hit, so there's no confusion about what you should be getting. So when you're looking out for it in the mail or whatever else, you also know what card you're going to get. Make it as easy as possible. Let me get over here because I did not actually have the list or order. Copy. Put this over here. It's going to be just a running list of everybody's names and what order they're in. Like I said, I will let you know who's who. I just don't want to be typing because the typing is going to be so click-clacky that you're going to hate me. So I'm not going to type in the things during it. But right afterwards, I'm going to go back and watch the video. Because unless like the Series 1 fills up or anything, I don't think we're going to have another break tonight. So can easily just go right afterwards and pull it up. Let me put this here. I also might have going to go grab some 55 points. I'm not sure what size the cards are. I'm assuming they're 55-point cards, unless it's like a booklet or something. But we'll see. Let me go grab some more 55-point top loaders and the box cutter that's out front. Oh, are they pre-top loading? Sounds good. I thought they were, but I couldn't remember. I watched a recap of someone's break, and I didn't know they were top loaded or not. Leaf has been not lazy top loaded, or has not been necessarily lazy, but they used to pre-top load everything, and then when Brian left, they stopped preloading everything, or pre-top loading everything. I think they got back to it because there's a lot of complaining. Billy, you have spots 36 and 49. Regardless, I had to go out front and grab the box cutter. I brought the kids over and the wife to do some. And I will, like I said, every card we pull, I'll announce who it is that gets it, so there's no confusion in case you miss or whatever. And then, I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about it, I'll send out the list of all the cards in order of who goes to what as an Excel spreadsheet of 2 screenshots, and then I will send it. I'll also put it in a Google Doc so everyone can look at it. That way, if you guys want to trade or whatever, or before they get shipped out by, I'll give it, we'll say, tell me by Monday if there's any trades, or if I got to swap anybody's cards out with another card, and we'll just go from there. You guys do any trading on the side that way? I mean, you guys can obviously wait for them to come to you and trade them separately with yourselves too. But I would assume it's a lot easier if I just swap the cards for you guys than wait for it to get to you and re-swap them back out. I've been trying to find another case or two of this stuff. I know whenever I ordered it, they only let me get 1 case because I went back and looked at the email because I thought I asked for more than 1 and I wasn't sure. I asked for 3 cases. They gave me 1 case. So, and it's not on DealerNet or anything, so I might post in like the under sealed wax group, but I have no faith that somebody's willing to sell a case for like a decent enough price to break it at, because there's also like a certain value to it. Some people get a little overzealous. But let's get rolling into it. And this box is going to be Kevin to start us off, and then we're going to have Billy and Dennis. Next 2 cards should be 3 autograph cards. Good luck to you guys. First card is going to be Isaac Bruce, the former Ram. And that's going to be a 1 out of 6. Going to go to Kevin Blair to start us off. And we're going to have Andrew Jones on the acetate, 12 of 12. I don't know if you guys think he should be in the Hall of Fame or not be in the Hall of Fame, but this one's going to Billy Allen. It's actually one of the better pictures I have seen. And then we have a Joe Montana cracked ice, 23 out of 39. Going to go to Dennis on the Joe Montana. Next 3 spots are going to be Steve, Mike, and Kevin again. I'm getting some of the early rounds. So happy they come pre-top loaded. They were pre-top loading them for Trinity and Leaf Metal, and they didn't do them for Leaf Metal this year. We're going to have Steve Sachs. It's going to be a 1 out of 15. That's going to go to the 4 spot, and Steve Walkstein. We get Robert Basile, 18 out of 25 on a signature decade 70s, going to Mike. And we're going to have a quad auto, 3 of 5. Some of the best second basemen to ever do it. Ryan Sandberg, Craig Biggio, Carlos Baerga, and Roberto Alomar. It's going to go to Kevin. See, that one's a little bit better than the Isaac Bruce you hit the first time in the first pick. Whatever happened to Alomar? Did he ever get in trouble? Like, I know what he did. I'm just saying, did he ever actually get in trouble for it? Because I feel like he didn't get in trouble. I feel like they just kind of let that roll. I was going to say. And no, that's not a beer. It's an energy drink. Cause welcome to having a 3-year-old. Going to Mike Fick, not to you. We're still in the first. We're only in the third box, so we're in number 7, 8, and 9. I guess I could have left the numbers up next to everybody. Should have thought about that a little bit better in the list. I apologize. Dominic Wilkins in the 7 spot, man. Kevin back-to-back here. Gets the quad and he gets the... Hey, how you doing, Corey? Then he's going to get the Dominic Williams on the Scenograph. It's going to be a 3 out of 5 on the Neek. I have Larry Little, big boy alert. Going to go to Brian Cox at number 8, 4 out of 49 on the Larry Little. And then we're going to... It's so funny because these dudes have like tremendous beef. The fact they're on the same sports card. Going to Mike Fick, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. The 2 guys that called themselves Superman, 2 of 2. Sick card, like 2 of the best centers ever played for the Orlando Magic. 2 of the best centers ever played in the NBA. But it's funny because they have such beef over the Superman thing, and like Shaq just hates Dwight Howard. But awesome card. Just funny to me that they put them on the same card. I don't know if you guys know their beef or have looked into it at all, but yeah, they got like major beef with one another. Obviously, they didn't. It's not everything through Leaf is a sticker, so it's not like they went and signed the cards next to each other or whatever. But I don't think Dwight hates Shaq. Just Shaq does not like Dwight Howard. Like he just would not even allow him to like pass the torch to him as like the next true big man or whatever. Now we're into 10, 11, and 12, which is Jay, Steve, and PJ. Yeah, man. Shaq is probably the most dominant player ever played in the NBA. We have Trayvon Diggs on the 11 out of 49. That's going to go to Jay on the Trayvon Diggs. We'll see how he ends up playing this year. Then we have signature decade 80s. Printing plate Dale Murphy for the Braves. Going to go to Steve Walkstein on the 101 printing plate. And then very fitting for PJ, who's a Steelers fan. And number 12, Terry Bradshaw. 101 on the acetate green. They didn't catch it in the front. So the 101, Terry Bradshaw. The legend. We're on to pick 13, 14, and 15, which is Eric Bowl, Michael Hales, and Tom Stanley. How's the finance stuff treating you, Corey? I was going to say, how's UNC doing this year? So I know UNC folk, you guys in North Carolina, like live and die between UNC, Duke, and NC State. You know, your team's stinking and everybody else is doing good. You guys are all like bitter all the time. We're going to have Bob Lilly on the 5 out of 20, and that's going to go to Eric Bull on the Bob Lilly. Well, I believe defensive lineman, if I'm not mistaken. We have Paul Krause. A season to remember, 1964, 4 out of 10 on the Krause. And that's going to go to Michael Hales. Over in a little quarterback trio. Then we have Clyde the Glide Drexler. He's with the Trailblazers, not the Rockets version. I was going to say 101 on the Sports Card Heroes acetate. And that's going to go to Tom Stanley on Clyde. Get into 16, 17, and 18. It's going to be Corey Harding, Mike Fick, and Thomas Johnson. And no one knows the number 22 play a little bit of quarterback. He's pretty good. He's pretty good, too, I was going to say. One of those underrated guys that no one really talks about. Get into Corey Harding here, and it's going to be Leon Durham. 32 out of 49 on the Sports Heroes. We got Ray Mancini. Dope signature on the 101 printing plate. And that's going to Mike Fick on the 101 printing plate. We'll pull Trayvon Diggs over here to the side. Get another quad auto here. We have Bob McAdoo, Bob Dandridge, Charlie Scott, and Don Chaney. 39 out of 45. And that's going to go to Thomas Johnson on the quad auto. I have Robbie Coleman, Tom Stanley, and Joseph Bryson in the next 3 picks. Start out here with Maria Gacting. Going to Robbie Coleman. Then we're going to have Signature Decade 70s. And this is going to be George Iceman Gervin. The reason I'm giggling about it is because I was talking... me and Steve were talking about George Gervin the other day. That's awesome. 1970s. It's a slick-looking card, but... So he was a really good player back in the day. 28 out of 49. Going to go to Tom Stanley. And then another very fitting autograph. Ronald Acuna Matata on the inscriptions, 61 out of 99. And that's going to Joseph Bryson, who's a big-time Braves fan, so very fitting that he ends up getting a Brave. So that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Now we're going to have Jose Garcia back-to-back with Joseph Bryson. As the third guy, get a little cluster on the randoms. We have another Paul Krause, 10 of 10. cracked ice going to Jose. And we have Carlos Baerga. 5/9. Going to go to Jose as well. And get the Pete Rose 101 on the black. Good old black rose. I don't know what that means. But going to Joseph Bryson on the most overrated hitter in the entirety of baseball. Let's start that debate tonight. Feeling spicy. He's about as overrated as Derek Jeter as a good fielder. Get into Joseph Bryson, Jay Gary, and Kevin Clavo. Steve knows. Let's say, hey man, just because he's the Joe Johnson of Major League Baseball, don't get salty with me. We have Jesse Orosco, 8/25, going to go to Joseph Bryson. I have Sean Kemp, 7/9. Do we get early Kemp in this card or do we get late Kemp? I was going to say, looks like he's the Cleveland Cavaliers version of Kemp where he's a little washed. Nonetheless, Kemp for like a 6 to 8 year period was phenomenal. This is going to Jay Gary. Jay Gary. I think it's Gary, not Gary. On the Sean Kemp. And then we got a Joe Montana scenography. Trying to see where it's numbered at. 2/4. The numbering's right there. Going to Kevin Clabo. The question is, does Kevin keep it or does he throw it in the trash as a Seahawks fan? Is there hate from a Seahawks fan for Joe Montana? Was the rivalry there yet? I'm going to go back and watch the video and write everything down. Okay. I've been saying it as Gary and you haven't said anything for a long time, so I assumed it was that, but then I've been pronouncing Matt Rogue's name, or his name's not Raj, it's like Rogue or Rog. I think it's Rog, and I've been pronouncing it wrong for like, I don't know, a year now. He never said a damn thing to me. He just let it ride. Like, this is going to be Megan, Stewart, and Jose. We have Khalil Watson to start us off on the pink. I do think he still ends up being a very good player. Going to Megan on the 4/15. It's Skeens, I know. I kept adding an R into his name. I have Roger Weirley on the 4/25. That's going to go to Stuart Gates. We're going to get Mookie Betts, who doesn't really sign at all. Started signing in Leaf this year randomly. 2/2 on the Mookie, going to Jose Garcia in the 30 spot. So it's going to put us halfway there. What is 31/33, which is Robbie Coleman, Mike Fick, and Kevin Blair. We're going to have Will Shields, one of the best left guards in NFL history, 13/20. Former Chief, going to Robbie Coleman. We have George Iceman Gervin on the scenography, 7/25, going to Mike Fick. And then we got the Anthony Volpe on the blue cracked ice, 4/4, going to Kevin Blair on the Volpe. into 34 through 36, which is going to be Stuart Gates, Mike Fick, and Billy. Billy W. I ain't even butchering that name. Veemer Skirchin, yeah. Veemer Skirchin. Go Keenan Allen here in the 34 spot, going to Stuart Gates. 6 out of 30. Then we're going to have Stetson Bennett on the College Heroes. It's going to be a 29 out of 49, going to Mike Fick. And going to Billy is the Fred Biletnikoff and Devontae Adams. The Raiders' wet dream right here. Going to Billy in the 36 spot, 101. I'm assuming that's based off your name. I'd say assuming the card's a little bit better than not bad, I would say. Now we're going to be in the 37 through 39. It's going to be Megan, Stewart, and Corey. College Heroes, and that's going to be Jordan Hawkins. 17 out of 25. Going to go to Megan. We're going to have Charlie Scott on the Signature Decade 70s. 24 out of 25. On the Cracked Ice, going to Stuart Gates. And then going to Corey, we got the big man from the Knickerbockers, Patrick Ewing. 2 of 2. Nice hit there on the gold. Going to Corey. We're going to get into 40 through 42. Eric Bull, PJ, and Jose Garcia. Into Muggsy Bogues. It's going to be 26 out of 39. Best known for his role in Space Jam. He's a really good point guard when he was younger, but this is going to Eric Bull. Well, not when he was younger, when he was playing, I guess. Nice distributor of the ball. We got Matt McClung. 101 printing plate going to PJ Tasser. The slam dunk back-to-back champ. And then we're going to get Akeem Olajuwon on the College Heroes. I would say he's a professional hero, too. 1 of 6 going to Jose Garcia on the Dream. Into 43 through 45, Eric Bull, Thomas Johnson, and Kevin. We got Neil Smith, 11 out of 49, former defensive lineman for the Chiefs. And that's going to Eric Bull. We have Michael Harris II. Going to go to Thomas Johnson, 28 out of 39. Then we're going to have Anthony Richardson for the Colts. 6 out of 7 going to Kevin Claybo. Nice hit here. Out of 45. Or not out of 45. Number 45 hitting the break. We're going to have Eric Bull, Tom Stanley, and Michael Fick. Getting into 46 through 48. We have Kyle Flapowski, 13 out of 15 on the College Heroes, acetate red. Going to go to Eric. Corey Snyder going to Tom Stanley, 31 out of 39. Then we're going to have Mike Fick on the Nolan Ryan, red cracked ice, 1 of 5. That comes out of nowhere. Thinks he's Randy Orton here, dropping RKOs. Welcome to the break, Jordan. We're going to have Billy, Kevin, and Steve in the 49 through 51. We have Mike Pruitt. And that's going to go to Billy in the 49 spot on the 5 of 6. Bob Dantrich, 1 of 4, going to go to Kevin Claybo. And then we're going to have Money Manziel, Johnny Manziel on the inscriptions. 63 out of 99 on the Money Manziel going to Stephen Walkstein. We have Brian Cox, Billy Allen, and Michael Hales in the 52 through 54. We're going to have Jack McDowell on the 8 of 12. Going to go to Brian Cox. Then we have Elvin Bethea going to Billy Allen on the 34 out of 49. We got Jerry West on this scenography, 3 of 3 on the acetate autograph, going to go to Michael Hales, the NBA logo himself. Sorry about that. That box would not close. Morning, it'll be Dennis Dubiel, Stephen Walkstein, and Joseph Bryson. In this one, we have 19 out of 35 on the Jabari Walker. Sports Heroes. It's going to go to Dennis. Jonathan Papelbon on the 20 out of 39 cracked ice. And we're going to have Brock Purdy, a season to remember, 2022. 1 of 5 going to Joseph Bryson on the Brock Purdy. In the last box here, it's going to be Kevin Stewart and Tom Stanley. Bob Boone And the 14 out of 20 going to go former Philly. Going to Kevin Claybo. Put the Boonster over here. We have Antoine Walker. 4 of 5 going to Stuart Gates. And to end us all, we have Irvin Johnson, a.k.a. Magic. 1 of 5 on the Magic Johnson. Going to Tom Stanley. The pink cracked ice. I'll go over the ones I have on the hit board that I think I filtered out some of the bigger hits. And then the ones I put to the side I think were some of the bigger ones too. We'll go through those. And then, like I said, I'll get the list out tonight here shortly. And then I'm going to start making group messages again for the history stuff so I can get break 2 and 3 sorted. I kind of talked to some people that asked me in private about what's going on with like getting the multiplayer cards. Essentially, Dylan unfortunately got sick and had to. I went home yesterday and then didn't come to work today because he's not feeling well. So a lot of the stuff logistically that he was going to do, all that and get me the list and then me send out the messages just didn't happen, and I didn't play. It's not that I didn't. I'm just playing catch up, I should say, now to make sure I get everything out on top of make sure that everything gets properly sent to everybody correctly. But let's get into Fred Biletnikoff on the Devontae Adams on the Superfractor. We have Paul Krause ×2. I think he's a really good quarterback. I'm sure Vikings fans agree. Part of those teams with the Purple People Eaters. Wasn't one of them. He was not a defensive lineman. He was a quarterback wearing number 22. We have Joe Montana on the Scenography. We're going to have Dominique Wilkins, Ronald Acuna on the inscription. I said obviously the reigning NL MVP is kind of important. We have Clyde Drexler. I'm going to have Dwight Howard and Shaquille O'Neal, Biggio, Sandberg, Baerga, and Alomar. I wish they would have got my man steroid junkie Jeff Kent on here instead of Baerga, but it is what it is. We have Joe Montana again, Terry Bradshaw on the 101, Mookie Betts on the Seasons to Remember. Dale Murphy printing plate, Mancini printing plate, Pete Rose. We have McAdoo, Dantridge, Scott, and Cheney. Anthony Volpe, Brock Purdy. We're going to have Johnny Mansell on the inscriptions. Magic Johnson. Have Jerry West, Nolan Ryan, Anthony Richardson, Akeem Olajuwon, Mac McClung. And then we have Patrick Ewing, and that's going to be the break. Appreciate y'all guys filling it up so quickly. I'm going to see if I can get another case of it, but I have to get a case at the right price. I will say if I get another case, the price will probably be slightly higher because I'll have to buy it pretty much at whatever it is, retail, 100%. Yeah, we'll see. I've been asking around. Nobody's either. People don't have one. Like other breakers didn't order a bunch of cases. They also got denied for multiple cases. Based on the numbering, I'm not sure why they don't have more, but we'll see if it pops up on DealerNet at some point in time. Tomorrow's small break Sunday. Obviously, we have a couple breaks open right now. If they fill tonight before in the next 26 minutes, I'll break them. If they don't, we'll break it tomorrow. But I'll post some small randoms and a small pick your team tomorrow for small break Sunday. I'm going to bring in. We're going to try it. We will try it. I'm going to bring in some basketball. And I'm going to try to do a small football and a small basketball break tomorrow. We'll see how they go for small break Sunday to try to get into the routine of doing basketball and football. Hopefully they feel they don't sit around forever. That's all I got to say. We still have 16 guys watching right now on top of a lot of people are here for multi-sport stuff. So hopefully people hear it or they go back and watch the video or whatever else. And we can get some nice fills on football and basketball tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. See you guys either in a little bit or I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, you guys have a good night and be